The former president recently said that illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of the country. What does that mean to you?
He was talking about the drugs coming over, poisoning the blood. He didn't mean it in any other way.
No, lady. If you want to talk about drugs, you say drugs are coming over. But if you say poisoning the blood, he's borrowing from Hitler and the Nazis, and it implies that brown people are coming over and they're poisoning the blood of white people. It's a racist statement. Don't make excuses for him. Let's see the next clip.
Donald Trump recently said that illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of America. What does that mean to you?
Well, it is, because it's kind of poisoning the pool instead of being in where they can make the same wage as everybody else. Some of them are undercutting that. So we need people that wants to be here, wants to come in the right way.
What the hell does that even mean? He said that they're poisoning the pool, which means the blood pool, which means brown people are poisoning the pool of white people. So it's a racist comment. And then the guy pivoted the wages, meaning that they're coming in and undercutting white people's wages. A lot of the people coming in are taking jobs that this dude wouldn't even want to take. So what are you talking about?
Poisoning the blood of our country. Again, it's a journey. Everyone was fleeing some kind of suffering in my estimation. I'm sure not everyone. I mean, there have always been pirates. There have always been criminals. There has always been, the criminal element. Yeah. So, I think if you want to come here and understand what it is. I mean, I understand that people want to come here, hopefully to pursue.
Habla, pretzel. This lady is bending over backwards to defend the statement of they are poisoning our blood. She's just looking for some way to defend Donald Trump's racist statement. And she talks about pirates and overcoming here. What's she talking about? What are these people talking about? What are they talking about? It's a racist statement.
Like this border is a disgrace. And I don't know if you know, they're letting in prisoners, but they're letting in all their people from mental institutions, many countries.
Yeah.
Letting them in from they're emptying out their mental institutions into the United States. It's a disgrace. They're destroying our country.
There's the man himself, the former complainer-in-chief, saying they're letting in prisoners and people from mental institutions. First of all, if they're prisoners, they're in prison. They're not coming. They're in prison. So I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he means they're letting in their criminals. And then he says they're letting in people from their mental institutions. I feel that Donald Trump should really be analyzed to see if maybe he should be in a mental institution. Because here's the problem. Republicans complain about the border. Donald Trump complains about the border. We all know, and hopefully if you don't, you should know that the Republicans negotiated a deal with the Democrats to deal with the border, to make the border, reinforce the border, to find ways to deal with these issues. And a lot of the issues that the Republicans wanted, they got. The Democrats gave a lot. And a lot of Democrats were hesitant. They were holding their nose as they were voting for this deal. And yet Donald Trump placed some calls last minute. Don't make the deal for immigration because it's going to be hard for me to run on immigration if you guys solve some of the problems at the border. So we now see that the Republicans are not serious at all. They're just a bunch of clowns. They really are. They are now at the will of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is more concerned about his own reelection than he is about helping America. And if you're too blind to see that, then you need to go to get yourself analyzed and find out why you are willing to twist yourself so much to defend this guy who's clearly a racist, he's clearly sexist, he's clearly narcissist, he clearly does not care about you. He's just worried that he's going to end up in prison at the end of his life, and he wants you to bail him out by voting for him so that then he can go and take all those cases that are against him and he can get rid of those and maybe lead us into civil war. Who knows what he's going to do?
When you say go after them, what do you mean?
Arrest them, imprison them for violating our Constitution.
I'm sorry, but what?
How do you do that?
Police are probably with us.
I mean, the police will be on the side of
the patriots. They sure will. They haven't been corrupted yet, as far as I know.
I mean, that's an actual civil war that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You believe that the election was stolen in 2020?
Absolutely. It's playing on the nose of your face.
I mean, this behavior's not shocking when they've been listening to this 24/7.
So I return to my imperfect analogy from yesterday. We had a war over slavery. We knew slavery was inhumane and immoral, but somehow we couldn't solve slavery peacefully. It was an evil. But one side refused to acknowledge that it was evil because it was too big of an admission for them to make. Doesn't that feel that way now? That this defiant refusal to reverse this decline argues against the survival of a country. What does that leave you with? It leaves you with you need to make war to bring peace because you have a side that cannot change because then that means an admission that their beliefs have been corrupt all the time. So in a way, you have to force them to surrender.
Or we could make love, not war.
I tried that once.
Or we have an election.
I had to go to a doctor.
Election.
Yeah.
And Republican politicians.
Everyone I talk to is sick and tired and fed up of being bullied by the left, abused by the left, and disrespected by the left. And our ideas, our policies, our ways of life have become so far apart that it's just coming to that point. And the last thing I ever want to see in America is a civil war. No one wants that. At least everyone I know would never want that. But it's going that direction, and we have to do something about it.
Really? She doesn't want civil war? That's funny, because back in February, she was calling for a national divorce to separate red states and blue states. It's almost as if she's made hypocrisy a pillar on her platform.